I'm not sure what this video is going to be about, but I think Reddit's on fire, and we're just going to scream trash and have a ton of salt. Join with me is Mr. Valley Flying. What's up, my guy?
Shaking that salt, baby. I'm shaking the salt. We're about to shake a lot of salt in this video.
Yeah. Absolutely. Boy, I just got to get right into it. My goodness.
Let's do it.
I'm looking at Reddit right now, and it's just like salt on salt on salt. And I was telling you that I ordered some whale shark salt shakers right here. Check this out. What do you think about this? Look at this whale salt shakers.
Yeah, baby.
And I'm not sure if I'm going to fill them up with salt or with tears because, we got whale tears and whale salt. That's all we're doing today. But I just want to read the topic of a couple posts here on Reddit before we get into the one that we've talked about a little bit on your channel. You need to revert the RTA changes before the next battle pass. Time to talk, time to fall back and become irrelevant. Punishing RTA quitters made RTA worst. Days without incident, 0. It's amazing how fast they can fix something if it's benefiting the plays. Fix your game, Scopel next. They spelled it wrong. It's Necks. Next. Scopel next. Scopely, you're losing touch with your player base. Red Star Orbs is still the most awful addition to any game I've ever played. Oh, there we go. Now we've got it, and then we have a non-salt post. How many salt posts was that in a row?
A lot, and you weren't even like queuing them. That's just in the order that they show up. That's
literally
the state of the game right now.
Okay,
I don't know if I necessarily disagree with any of these either.
Yeah, dude. All right, so I don't even know where to go with this other than the. Okay, so
let's go to the big one. Let's go to the big one. That's
first I want to say a couple things. The game today is still better than it was in the first year. Do you remember the first year of this game? How bad it was?
All minions.
the Nick Fury launch.
2-hour
raids. The first edition to Red Stars came to the game. I have to say that the game was really, really horrible, and then the game got a lot better. And then this time last year, it also got bad, and then it got better. And then it seems like they go on vacation for as long as they do, and then things get bad, and then they have to backtrack in the spring to get things right. What do you think is going to happen, or what do you think? Where should we start with this conversation?
I don't know. The game goes in ups and downs. We're in a downtime right now, and I was giving the devs a pass because I knew they were going away in December for the holidays. And I was like, all right, it's bad, but it's going to get better with this next update. This next update dropped. I'm like, all right, Doom raids came out. That wasn't necessarily a great thing that I was hoping for. We didn't get better rewards. We got harder content, which is not necessarily bad, but they came out. The changes to RTA were not as wide as they were, and it apparently for a lot of people it's making it even worse than it was before. So the things and then crazy bottlenecks that we have in the game as well. So it's not in a great place.
Okay, so let's talk about RTA and the changes that were made in this patch. Now, I was able to finish the battle pass the beginning of the 3rd week. So that usually every time I have 2 weeks off, right? But there's daily activities, and so I have to do 2 matches a day. And I discovered that there were severe problems with the changes made to RTA in 2 matches. Tell me what you think the process was over there at Scopel Next, where they were able to discover that, where they didn't. How did they not see this? Tell me, Valley?
All right,
that's a loaded.
I'm gonna try to be the devil's.
That's a loaded question.
Be the devil's advocate here.
That's a loaded question.
I'm gonna try to be the devil's advocate here. 2 things. We got some devs like, hey, quitting is bad. Let's fix this quitting. They just thought of it and put it in the game and never tested it, or they tested it with all people that are playing in normal ways. So the quitting, all these timers, matches taking up to 7 minutes because of people quitting, and for both people. I don't think they ever experienced any of these things. So they probably played with you and me like, let's test this out. They played it fully like, all right, it works. They never tested it with anybody in the community that's playing it in the standard way the community is playing. Yeah. And we got this. We got this. We didn't get it tested properly.
I got to tell you, I think there's some disconnect where, they like you and I play the game, or a player play the game. We actually play because we want to win, or we're playing with some sort of competitive spirit because we have some passion. And I think the problem that's happening with RTA is that they test it from they don't even play the game competitively themselves. They literally just play because they have to play, or they're looking at it from an operational standpoint. But like let's take the arena, for example. Like you and I play in the arena, right? Why let me ask you this. Why do you and me not care about the arena, where we place in the arena?
Plays pretty high unless you're getting number one. There's kind of a wide gap that you could do. So unless you're one, you're getting all these big rewards. If you're in the top 20 or right outside the top 20, it's the same as being in the top 50. So
well, I'll tell you why I don't care about the arena is because there's 2 massive exploits that make it impossible to be competitive. Oh my goodness. It's impossible, and it's like, and it doesn't matter to them because they don't play the game competitively. Like if they had any,
one of them was
if they had
old,
yeah, these are like years old, and it's like, it doesn't affect us because we don't play the game competitively ourselves because we just test it to get it tested, and it's fine. I swear, it's just a different. It's hard to explain the mindset of a competitive player. Anyways, I think that's the problem. Is that they probably have boosted accounts. They don't have to play the game competitively. They probably don't care about winning because they don't play the game for the same reasons that we do, and so they've completely disconnected from the entire process. RTA changes. This is my problem. Is where I get. How does this even go live? It would have taken about 10 minutes to test and see that it doesn't work as intended.
2 matches. You figured it out in 2 matches. This is an issue. That was what? 10 minutes. 10 minutes of testing would have like, oh, we gotta either eliminate this quitter's penalty or do something different because this is not solving the issue. This is actually exasperating and making it worse.
Yeah, I don't think this game mode is fun. I don't think that it's right that we're testing this game mode for them real time and being their beta testers.
I'm paying money to do it. I
paid $40 already to play test this. Literally, ISO 8 was thoroughly vetted by the community and play tested by community members, and it was a success. As far as I know, that did not happen at all with RTA. It was all
Red Stars.
It was all pushed,
or a lot of these game modes.
Anyways, I don't know where I'm going to go with this because, like I said, this is super salty. Anyways, RTA. Let's be a little more constructive. How would you fix RTA? Because you spat out about 5 or 6 really positive, no, 3 or 4 really positive things on how to fix RTA. Go.
Well, one of them is the take off what they added about penalized for quitting. Maybe starting a match with auto that eliminates some of the lag time. And for me, I know sometimes I start a battle, I'm like, oh, it's loading. I set down my phone and I apologize to the person that is playing against, but I come back, I'm like, oh shoot, it's been playing this RTA battle. If it just started on auto, that would be easier. That would make it a little less painful to play this mode. What else?
Matchmaking.
Oh, that's the biggest thing in this whole game mode. Matchmaking sucks, and you know when you're going to win or lose before the battle even starts. Just by
Let me ask
looking
you a
at your
question.
team.
Do you feel that there's any incentive to play this game mode manually, or any incentive to actually win?
No, I just bring in my characters and try to get them to use their objectives. I mean, with their changes in season 2, there's not even that much objective or that much incentives to get a lot of knockouts anymore. It's just using the skills.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't seem. I don't understand what the point is if I'm not incentivized to win and there's no benefit to me playing manually. Literally, I load into a match. Right. Most of the matchmaking is terrible and trash. I could see the teams loading. It's like, wow, I auto win or I auto lose. What percentage of the matches do you think actually would matter if you played them manually? 10%? 1 out of 10?
Very little, yeah, because it's the matchmaking is bad. You know what's going to happen.
Yeah, and so there's no incentive to play it manually because you know who's going to win or lose right when you load in, because that's the one thing that Sim Blitz has taught us is how to assess matches very quickly, right?
Yeah.
Right? I mean we're trained to know, wow, this is going to go one way or the other, and we just look at it, it's like, oh, that's not going to work, and then you autoplay. Not good. So would you say that this is fun?
No, it's not fun. If they made winning matter, if they made the matchmaking good, obviously we could get some good battles. And if they made the matches fun, make them competitive. You know, make it not as much about winning and losing, make it about using the skills. But if they had the matchmaking solved, And it was pretty decent for about a week when it seemed to be based on more the team that you're using and not your total collection power. But then they seem to revert it to your total collection power, and we're getting all these bad matches again. But I don't know if you remember, there was like a week that it seemed to be based on the team that you're using, and it was fun. But then they didn't like all the people using Phoenix and Zemo and getting easy knockouts, and they switched all that stuff, and it's not fun.
Yeah, someone screenshotted in a match that I played against someone else in, and it was not close. I mean, it was like 100K versus 600K. And then I asked them, why did they take in that team? And he said, well, literally, I put in my 5 lowest characters because I have to do 2 matches a day, and I was just praying that you would load in with Zemo, and the match would be over instantly. Can you? Why do you build it that way?
That's the mindset of players, Scopely. That's the mindset of players in this game mode.
So when I hear something like that, has the developers that built this game played any video game ever in their entire life?
Wow.
What? Like, why would you build it that way? Like, have you played any video game ever where you don't want to win? You're oh my God, do you think about it? Just think about it. Actually playing a game mode where you want to win or at least try. My God, what a concept. Doom raids. Now so Doom raids are hard. My alliance is not bothering. What I'm hearing about the Doom raids is that Doom makes 2/5 of this raid quite easy because Doom has he's Mystic and Tech, and it's actually quite beatable if you have Doom. Then you use symbiotes for bio, and then we're being, Jubilee apparently is going to be the missing link in the mutants, and then we're just left with skill. What is the problem with the Doom raids? It's really hard now. Do you think it's going to be hard indefinitely, or the rewards suck? I'm just going to cut to it. What's wrong with the rewards? The rewards are trash.
The rewards.
Yeah,
the rewards are trash. I mean, when we got the first strike of the Ultimates, I think we got some really, really good rewards. People were pushing for that. People were spending their cores to get some of these rewards before the Ultimate 7 run away. With this one, we don't know how long it's going to be here. It says first strike in the game. Yeah. It doesn't have a specific thing that says limited, and this is a much bigger problem if this is a limited time reward, making it this difficult.
Give me a reason. Give me a reason to actually want. Give me a reason to actually want to finish up this Jubilee mutant team. Give me a reason to actually wow, I got Doom. That's cool. Give me a reason to say, wow, you were rewarded for your symbiotes. Give me a reason to actually care about whatever skill team is going to be able to beat this. There's nothing. There's nothing right there. There's no incentive to do this. The juice is worth the squeeze, not so much. And then Reminex was even
we haven't even played it. We haven't played it.
Yeah, we haven't played it either. So we looked at the rewards and we went, okay, sure. Okay. You know what I mean? But at the same time, Reminex made a great point that, even if you do the Jubilee team, maybe it's 3 nodes. 3 nodes?
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 nodes.
And then that still doesn't solve the skill issue. We still don't have a permanent solution for skill. Even with Doom, there's no solution for skill.
I mean, definitely Red Guardian is part of that solution, maybe, and Night Nurse. I don't know, dude. Okay, let's keep going. Skilletary. All right, so I have a counter argument to this. So there's 2 arguments in this post that I kind of agree with. Skilletary new teams. Sold a team where you said the BDM Marauders, which I don't know that they do. I think they do if you fully upgrade them, but who's going to upgrade this team just to do that, right? Is that the problem? It's just too many resources to get a character to get a team maxed out. I have a maxed out Black Order, but how many T4s is that? 15, 16, 17 T4s. I put promotion credits on. I took Cull from 5 to 6. I took Thanos from 5 to 6, and then 6 to 7. Then I took Proxima from 4 to 5, and then I took Corvus from 4 to 5. I happened to pull how much I'm not going to put that in this skilletary team. Come on, Wakanda's 2.0. So what do you think about all this?
Well, the Black Order is worth it. The Black Order is dominant everywhere. They're worth that amount of investment, and if you want to counter them, you're going to have to invest seriously in a team that doesn't have a lot of use in any game mode except for war offense. And that's the case with the Skilletary team, and that's the case with the Shadowland team as well. I don't see a lot of use for them outside of war offense. So are you going to invest to make a big 600, 700K team that's just good on war offense and nowhere else?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it's worth that. I invested a lot in symbiotes. They're worth it for multiple game modes. I invested a lot in Black Order. Am I gonna do that for a team that's one game mode? Probably not. And that's the problem with both of these teams.
Yeah. And so the problem with all this video footage is that they put equal versus equal. Like, let's say they equal power levels for equal power levels. Well, nobody's going to take a team to the same equal power level of my Black Order because it's insane. It took 6 months. It's insane, right? It took 6 months of everything to do that.
That's funny how long it took you to get that Black Order to where it is. That puts it in perspective.
Yeah,
6 months versus a couple weeks.
I'm not going to waste any time on some random team unless they do everything everywhere. So this video footage is misleading at best just because of that simple fact right there. The amount of resources it takes to have equal power levels doesn't make sense. I don't know about the Shadowland, but that footage was I don't know. I have no idea what to make of that footage.
It doesn't matter because they told us it's not complete. They're not in their final form. So as good or as bad as they may have looked in the footage, it doesn't matter because it's not finished. There's still some tweaks that are going to be made to that team. So none of the footage mattered.
So I ranted at length in your video about this time spent in game and dumb screen time. What do you have to say about that? I feel like I'm so much more. You have to go check out your video because I was way more. I was pretty animated over there.
What you said there is very true. It's not about the time spent in the game. It's how much fun time are you spending in the game. If you're having a lot of fun, I've spent on previous games hours, 2 hours, 3 hours, not even noticing time. I'm like, oh man, I got to do something productive. I spent 5 minutes in Marvel Strike Force. Like, man, this RTA sucks. I got to do this blitz rotation. All right, let me do this. That's not fun. I would like to have fun. And this time spent in game, you could spend hours in the game if it's fun. If it's not fun, even 5 minutes is too much.
Okay,
so
it's
fun. Fun is the big thing here.
It's like the developers say, well, people that play the game a lot, that have high amounts of engagement, spend money. How do we increase engagement? We're just going to increase the amount of time spent in the game. And all of that is false. If it's fun, we'll spend money. If it's fun, we'll spend time because time has a cost. Free is not free. Time. But how many? We've all played games. Going back over the last 15 years of my life playing video games where I remember playing I had blisters on my fingers. I played for like 8 hours straight. If it's fun, it doesn't matter. And I think they need to, instead of how do we make a game that makes a lot of money and how do we make a game that gets lots of engagement? No, why don't you just drop all of that nonsense and make a fun game and the rest of it will follow? I don't know. Is anybody over there at Bottlenecks like saying, how do we make this game mode fun? I wonder sometimes.
Well, I think the title of this post is accurate. Losing touch with the player base, because I think at some point they think, oh, let's make this game fun. But then they start looking at the metrics, looking at the engagement time, looking at the amount of money spent, how much profits can they get. And we end up with a game in a situation like it is right now. And if they start going back and looking at ways to make it fun, looking at different things and not looking for the same metrics that they've been looking for the past 2 years, I think we can get a different game and a different reaction on Reddit to this game overall instead of what we have right now.
And then you asked me a loaded question that you actually kind of stumped me in your video. You have to go check it out. It's like, how would you fix red stars? I don't know. It's still trash. You know what I mean? But like, you asked me, how would you fix red stars? I went, you actually stumped me. I was like, this may not be fixable. You said add more promotion credits. I don't know. How do you fix this red stars? It doesn't seem.
That's the only way I could think of. Give more promotion credits, just based on the amount of characters that we're getting per month. Because you can't. The genie's out of the bottle. You can't put the toothpicks back in the bottle because it's out already. The red stars are here. We can't go back.
It's been here for 2 years. Yeah.
Yeah, it's done. So how can they make it better? The only thing that comes to my mind is promotion credits. There's probably a lot of better solutions out there, but That's the only thing that's coming about. Give everybody more promotion credits on a more consistent basis.
So availability of new characters. Now we have two slightly different opinions on this. I personally feel like I don't care if they come out with 3-4 new characters a month, like, because I just won't play the ones I don't like or that are not good. And that's kind of what we do kind of here on YouTube and Twitch, is try to get to the bottom of whether a character is worth investing or not, and which ones you could ignore. But you said you would feel better if they just did 2 characters a month. Tell me more about that.
Well, again, some of it comes from being a content creator. I feel like if they release a new character, I have to buy it, I have to showcase it, I have to do some testing for these characters. If I wasn't in a situation, I could pick and choose, not invest in She-Hulk, not invest in Yelena, not invest in these other characters. But the situation now, I got no training mats because I'm investing in every single new character. Gold goes to new characters. I don't have enough for Dark Dimension 4. I don't have enough for everything. And it's a lot of it has to do with the speed that they're releasing the new characters. Before, I don't know if you remember, year one, they weren't releasing these characters this quickly. We would get maybe 1 character, maybe 2 characters per patch. And maybe I'm remembering that wrong, but
no, actually, not I don't know.
We're getting a character every week. It seems.
No, Yule Typebreaker sent me a spreadsheet the other day saying, and it showed the cadence of characters. Actually, nothing has changed.
Was it always? It was always like this, once a week.
For at least for the last 2 years. Last 2 years, it's been very consistent. It's been very consistent for the last 2 years.
Okay, so maybe I'm remembering back to year one when we didn't have as many.
I'd have to go back.
Yeah, it seems like it's a week. Every week we're getting a new character. And that just seems
it's
way too quick for this game.
It seems like a lot. What I'm going to say is I don't think the issue is about the releasing of the characters, but the scarcity of every single bottleneck in this game, which is extreme. We have bottlenecks on bottlenecks on bottlenecks. Excessive numbers of bottlenecks. I mean, and
hide
they just
behind RNG.
Yes, and so the number of characters would not be an issue if I could upgrade them to some reasonable playable level. Do you agree? So is the issue the characters or is it the bottlenecks?
You know what? I wouldn't mind as much about all the frequency of these characters if I had more resources to build up other parts of my roster, not just the character that came out that week.
Yeah,
there's very little left over for the rest of my roster when I'm having to do all these characters, and I guess I don't need to, but the bottlenecks, eliminating some bottlenecks would make it easier or more palatable if they were releasing this at this current schedule.
Yeah. So I like this last part right here. I think we're going to right here. Try to make this a game that is both profitable and fun. Right now, it is only about the one. Without the fun, the profit will start to decay. And the author of this article. Big shout out to who wrote this, because I think this has gotten a lot of attention. I know Moofy Boo, and I know that the developers have read this. I think if they make the game fun, a lot of things will go into better. There are parts of the game that I do find to be fun. I do enjoy playing Alliance Wars. I do enjoy setting defenses. I enjoy the other day where I got together with an alliance mate and we spent like an hour trying to come up with hybrid teams and to set a better, and then after I made that changes, I got 9 wins. And then today I got 11 wins. And it's like, wow, that hour spent was a lot of fun. There are, obviously the game is fun or else we wouldn't play it. But I'm just worried that some of these things that are happening and the things that are coming have not been contributing to fun. And something that, the number of characters and having excessive number of bottlenecks, not being able to use these characters, what's the point of the new characters, is not fun. In fact, characters sitting on the bench is not fun. Yelena sitting on the bench, not fun, right? I mean, Yelena's going to get zero use for me. None. Zero.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about you. It's just like, I don't know what she does. Anyways. So anything you want to say before we're done? Go check out your video. Actually, we made entirely different. I was way more salty in your video.
We used up all your salt.
Yeah. I have to say I was a little more tepid in this video. If you really want to see like a full salty video. I also kind of feel like, well, it's on your channel, so I'll throw all the salt over there. It's kind of funny like that.
That's fine. That's fine. I think I had more salt in this video than I did in mine. So That's how Tama and it reverses.
All right. Well, leave in the comment section what you think about the game right now, and if what kind. I'm hoping that we can get constructive criticism on effective ways of explaining why people are frustrated with certain parts of the game and what they would see as a solution. So let me know in the comment section. Anything you want to say before we go?
Yeah. Hopefully, Scopely fixes stuff this year.
Yep. All right, guys.
We get that roadmap.
All right. Thanks for watching. Keep on gaming. Bye for now. Hulk fist bump out. Let's go.
Woo! Oh yeah, baby. Fist bumping all, baby. Oh yeah. Air horns, DJs, all that stuff. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to the Mobile Gamer channel.
Oh, mine. It never ends, right?
It never